Carving, canvas, and conversation, and cement. Hello, how are you today? The past several weeks have been very disappointing. I have been really low, feeling pretty good, but just kind of, very discouraged with a lot of, well, number one, my energy. And then secondly, the outcome of some of the cement. I had used up all my vinyl patch. I have some mortar mix. I had actually mixed them together at one point. I was using them separately. They both work beautifully, and they also both crack, and sometimes it takes forever to dry. I don't know. I cannot imagine that we have that much humidity that it's going to take days and days for something this thin to dry. I had used the foam forms. I had used forms with foil. I had used forms with plastic. And I also had some wooden forms that my husband made for me, thank goodness. And I had seen several websites where they had oiled the wood several times. One looked almost like motor oil. I found one that used mineral oil, so I followed suit and I did that. I put about 5 or 6 coats. I spent a whole entire day doing that, coating them and letting them dry, soak it in, and put some more on. And then the next day, after everything was good and soaked in, I put in the cement, and you will see in this video the results of that. Trial and error, and what works for me doesn't work for everybody, and what's working for other people is not working for me. I will find that balance. I will figure it out. The houses are going to be beautiful. I do have some houses that I've made out of recycled things, of cracker boxes and water bottles and things like that. Some of them are still works in progress. I do have one that I have finished, and that will also be in this video. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Well, I had my husband make some wooden forms for my houses, a little bit bigger, because the foam, I was hoping it would last a lot longer, and it did very good. It lasted pretty good, but it is just the foam, and it does tend to bow and bend a little bit, with the process and the heaviness of the cement. So yeah, I wanted something a little bit more substantial, and we have a lot of scrap wood. Not spending any money. This is stuff that we had laying on the floor. And so he made me 2 gabled sides. And then I have the long side walls for a rectangular house. And then I have the square sides for a square house. 8.5 by 8.5. And so forth. I'm not sure what this one is. This may be 16 inches long by 8.5. But anyway, so we're going to go from there, and I'm going to put some plastic in there before I put the cement in, or I may just oil it. I've seen that done. And then I'm going to make some windows and doors, and I'm going to have to probably power carve that, because it's got to be this way, so when the cement's dry, it's actually standing out. And we'll just go from there. I'm still working on it. Okay, well, I've had these wooden forms made. My husband, thankfully. The foam was starting to come apart, of course, because it doesn't last forever. I saw where they were oiling the forms before they poured in the cement, and they popped right out beautifully. Well, I tried it. They said to put on a coat of mineral oil, let it soak for about 20-25 minutes, and do that about 4, 5, 6 times, which I did. I spent all day one day doing that for all the panels, and then I put the cement into the form and let it sit for the day. It cracked beyond belief. So, and I even had little metal strips in there and everything. So I tried this yesterday, and I just put in a plain old plastic bag, garbage bag, set it down in the form, got all the air and everything out, and poured the cement in and let it dry overnight. Of course, it's still sticky this morning because it's been very humid and wet here, raining every single day. So I very delicately turned it over, carved out the edges of the window, and a little bit finer, which is still sticky enough to do that. So I'm going to set this out and let this dry all day, and I believe this will be what will work. So we shall see. And I have attached this house, which was made out of a cracker box and the top of a water bottle, and I've put it on a platform, and I'm going to paint grass and steps, and I tried to put some little broken pieces in there to make it look like the floor, but that was a little bit of a challenge for me. But I will finish painting this and it'll be out in the garden. Okay, well, I'm done painting it for now. I can't really think of anything else to do to it. This is my little concrete bird bath that my sister-in-law put some resin in there for me, and put that out there in the garden as well. But this is just a cracker box, and put some mortar mix on it, and yeah, a little trial and error. I decided to make it a base, and I was just going to have it flat, and as it was halfway through drying, it seemed like there were these air bubbles that were coming up, and it was cracking the surface. So I thought, well, that's going to be weird looking, to have these little cracks. So I thought, well, if I poke a little hole in it, kind of press it down, well, that just messed it up. It's like when paint starts to dry and then it gets sticky and you touch it and it peels the paint off, and then you try to paint it back on there, but you still see that area. So that's kind of how that was working. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and bump it up and just make it all mossy and bumpy, and I'll just have stuff on top of it anyway. And that's why I decided to put the stepping stones and press them in there instead of making a separate walkway. But anyway, I think it's cute, and it'll be cute outside. And this will be on the ground, and I'll have leaves and some little plants and stuff around it, so it'll be cute. So yeah, that's just a cracker box, and I love the mortar just smeared on there, and I really like the way that looks. I guess like what they call Venetian plaster or whatever. I just think it's cute, and it's whimsical. This may not be his final resting place. I may put him in a different area, but for right now, it can be with my rosemary and my strawberry plants and my rose of Sharon. For now, thank you for watching.